Florida Republican Congresswoman Cammack serves on the Homeland Security Committee and is with us today, thankfully. There's a lot to get through because we put so much on the shoulders of our leaders. And I don't think that's unfair. They wanted the job, and he's got it now.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, think about this, Harris. They supposedly campaigned for this job. Supposedly 81 million people voted. And this is what we have, a bumbling, stumbling, so-called commander-in-chief who just last month didn't even acknowledge D-Day until about 9:30 p.m. And I think it was after a slew of criticisms of, hey, you do recognize the significance of the day. So am I surprised that he, one, couldn't remember the name of the town in Illinois who was experiencing such chaos and anguish? No. Am I surprised that he stumbled on his second venture out on the lawn? No. It's just more reflection of how disastrous this entire administration is. It is more important to them to talk about their so-called political wins, that fancy so-called bipartisan gun reform package, and we see just how much it's actually done.
I want to get to this because if he can't help a Democrat come November or when any of them run by the time he gets out of office, the question becomes, what will he be doing with his free time? Certainly not studying about where the mass shootings are. California Governor Gavin Newsom buying an ad in Florida on the 4th of July, the spot's urging people who live there to move to the Golden State. Come back from Florida, he says. It comes after pandemic restrictions saw people fleeing California, going to your state. And while the ad never mentioned Governor DeSantis by name, Newsom takes aim at several of his signature achievements. Let's watch
Freedom,
together.
It's under attack in your state. Your Republican leaders, they're banning books, making it harder to vote, restricting speech in classrooms, even criminalizing women and doctors. I urge all of you living in Florida to join the fight.
Well, the press secretary for Governor DeSantis clapped back. She cited a report from U-Haul. The company said it ran out of vehicles for customers leaving California. Here's the quote. #1 U-Haul salesman of 2021 increasingly desperate to communicate with Californians who fled his left-lib dystopia for Florida. Sorry, you aren't getting those U-Hauls back. Congresswoman, your reaction.
Listen, there's a saying in politics that you never punch down, right? You only punch up. And if I was Governor Gavin Newsom, I would be desperate too. Over 60,000 Californians have gotten their Florida driver's licenses in the last 3 years. In Florida, we're about freedom and faith and family. And in California, it looks like high taxes, crack pipe distribution centers, homeless tent cities, and apps that you can download in order to report feces on the sidewalk. It's no wonder that everyone is fleeing to the Sunshine State. Let me tell you, it's not because of the humidity that is 100%. Us women, we don't appreciate that, as you can see. But the thing that's just crazy is that if he seriously thinks that that is going to work, it's just reflective in his policies. They're 20th in the nation in education. We're #3. We have some of the lowest unemployment and low taxes in the country. They have some of the highest. This is a clear distinction in what works when it comes to governing a state. It is either trust your people, give people the option and the freedom to make the best decisions for themselves and their families, or you try to meddle in everyone's lives. That's what California does. In Florida, Governor DeSantis has led the charge in freedom, faith, and I'm telling you, this could be America's governor going in even bigger in the future. And I think that spells disaster for a state like California.
So real quickly, before I let you go, that's an interesting point. I mean, as Democrats kind of look around, I know David Axelrod, formerly of the Obama administration, as an advisor, pointed out maybe it would be Pete Buttigieg. I don't know. Nobody's saying Kamala Harris's name to run in 2024. But if it's not Joe Biden, maybe this is how Gavin Newsom thinks he's putting himself on a national scale. Just your quick thought.
Well, think about this. He's related to Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi has approval ratings lower than Joe Biden, if that were possible. So when you look at the Democratic bench, it's pretty empty. There's not a lot of depth there. You look at the Republican bench, we have President Trump. We have Governor Ron DeSantis, Kristi Noem, Mike Pompeo, Pence. We have such a plethora of talented legislators and leaders that we are going to have a remarkable bench to choose from when when it comes to 24. So I'm very encouraged. I tell everyone, let's keep the faith and keep our eye on the prize.
All right. Congresswoman Cammack, thank you very much. And by the way, I always count it. Just to the midterms, 126 days. That's also coming for Democrats and Republicans. Good to see you. And your hair looks fabulous, by the way.
Oh, thanks, girl.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.